After my wife got promoted, she told me, "You're replaceable. I don't need you anymore." I walked away and spent the next 6 months making sure she'd never forget it. Hey, Hajichi. I, 37 male, work as a physician assistant at Metro General, pulling $145,000 a year now. Senior Pa, hard-earned. 5 years ago, I married Maris after dating through college. She studied communications. I started out pre-med before switching to the PA track. We got married, moved into a 2-bedroom apartment, adopted King from the shelter. A standard middle-class success story. The first couple of years were solid. We had routines, inside jokes, real conversations. The kind of marriage where you don't question whether the other person has your back because it's obvious. Then she got promoted to senior account manager at Apex Marketing. Her salary jumped from $73,000 to $98,000 overnight. Suddenly, she was nearly matching what I made, managing her own team, getting invited into strategy meetings with VPs. I was proud of her. I told her that more than once. But after the promotion, she didn't just get busier. She got different. The pattern started fast and escalated in ways that made me feel crazy for even noticing. Late nights became midnight arrivals, then 1 a.m., then later. Team bonding events turned into 4 nights a week, minimum. Her phone became Fort Knox. She changed the password, the one we'd shared for years, without mentioning it. She always kept it face down, no matter where she set it. She took closed-door calls in the bedroom that lasted 40 minutes, and I'd hear her laugh through the door. That genuine, bright laugh she used to give me. She said it was work security policy, even though it was her personal phone, not the company device that sat and used on the kitchen counter, charging every night. Her phone started going completely dead multiple nights a week, not slowly dying with low battery warnings, completely off for 7-hour stretches. When I called, it wouldn't even ring. Straight to voicemail, like it was powered down. Hotel charges showed up on our joint credit card. $178 at Morrison House, $23 at Chambers Hotel, $167 at the Metropolitan. Always boutique places downtown, the kind with bars on the first floor that cater to the after-work crowd. Always checked in around 9 or 10 p.m. On nights, she'd texted saying she was at work events that I cross-referenced those dates with the email calendar invites from her job that still came through our shared account. None of them matched. Not a single client dinner. No team events. Nothing. When I asked about her day, I got nothing. Fine. Busy. Standard stuff. I'm tired. Every conversation followed the same script until I started feeling insane for expecting basic communication from my own wife that you're not jealous of someone's career. You're watching your marriage get swapped out in real time and being told you're controlling for noticing. Thursday night, after a brutal 12-hour ER shift, I came home exhausted and found her on the couch, scrolling through her phone with a small smile, the kind that used to be for me. I sat down next to her and kept my voice neutral. I feel like we never talk anymore. Like you're somewhere else, even when you're right here. She looked up, instantly annoyed, set her phone face down, and turned to me with cold eyes. I'm working hard. Sorry if that's not exciting enough for you. I'm not complaining about your work, I said. I'm saying I miss actual conversations with you. Maybe if you weren't so needy, we'd be fine. Needy, for want to talk to my wife. The fights escalated from there. Every attempt at connection was met with accusations that I was suffocating her, that I couldn't handle her success, that I was threatened by her having her own life. I wasn't threatened. I was watching someone I loved turn into a stranger who treated basic respect like an unreasonable demand. She finally walked through the door at 3:47 a.m. I know the exact time because I've been staring at my phone, watching the minutes tick by, about 5 minutes away from calling hospitals to see if any Jane Does had come through their ERs. She fumbled with her keys for a solid minute before getting the door open. Stumbled slightly, not falling down, but the unsteady kind that comes from having several drinks. She kicked off her heels without looking, letting them land wherever. Her hair was messed up in a way that didn't match a crowded bar. This was bedroom messy, hands running through it messy. Her lipstick was completely gone. Not smudged, just gone. like it had been kissed off hours earlier. And there was a faint but visible hickey on her neck, half hidden by her collar, which had shifted as she came in. I was sitting on the couch, still fully dressed, phone in hand, laptop open with my spreadsheet pulled up. King was next to me, his head on my lap, looking back and forth between us like he could feel the tension. Where were you? I asked, keeping my voice flat. No anger, no emotion. Just a simple question. Out with the team. I told you that. Her words weren't slurred, but they were careful, measured, like she was putting effort into sounding sober. You said you'd be home around midnight. It's almost 4 a.m. She dropped her purse on the counter with a heavy thud that made King's ears perk up. That ridiculous designer bag she'd bought right after the promotion. The one she casually mentioned cost around $3,000. I heard her keys jangle inside. Heard her phone hit something. It's not like it's that late. Geez, it's barely 4. You couldn't text me once in 7 hours. You couldn't call. Your phone's been completely off. My battery died. I stood up slowly. I set my phone down on the coffee table. Your battery died 7 hours ago, and you couldn't borrow someone's phone? Couldn't ask the bartender to use their phone for 30 seconds to send me a text? You couldn't find a charger anywhere in whatever place you were at? They have outlet extenders at every table these days. She spun around to face me, and I saw it clearly in her eyes. Not guilt, not embarrassment, not even the slightest hint of apology. Just pure, undiluted irritation that I had the nerve to question her. Oh my God. Here we go with the third-degree interrogation again. I'm not interrogating you. I stayed where I was. Didn't move closer. Kept my body language open and non-threatening. I'm asking why my wife disappeared for 7 hours straight with her phone off and zero communication. I was about to start calling hospitals to see if you'd been in an accident. That's so dramatic, Bram. Classic you, always overreacting to everything. Is it overreacting? You've been gone since 11 p.m. It's now 3:47 in the morning. Your phone wasn't just dying. It was completely off. Not even ringing before go to voicemail. You didn't respond to a single text or call. What exactly was I supposed to think? That you were just having such a great time you forgot you had a husband at home? That I was having fun? Her voice shot up, echoing in our small apartment. Loud enough that I was sure the neighbors could hear. That I was actually enjoying myself for once instead of coming home to this depressing nonsense every single night. To what? To your husband who's concerned about your safety? She laughed, and it was a sound I'd genuinely never heard from her before in 4 years of marriage. Sharp, bitter, mean. The kind of laugh designed to hurt. Concerned? Right? You mean controlling. You mean sitting here, tracking my every move like some psycho stalker. How is wanting to know if you're alive and safe controlling? You always do this. She was fully yelling now. King had retreated to the bedroom, tail tucked. You always make me feel guilty for having any kind of life outside of you. You sit here waiting for me like some pathetic needy. She stopped herself mid-sentence, jaw clenching. Like some pathetic needy, what? I took one step closer. Go ahead. Finish that sentence. Tell me what you really think. Her jaw clenched so hard I could see the muscles working. You're suffocating me. Every single day it's where are you? What are you doing? When are you coming home? Who are you with? I can't breathe around you anymore. I ask you those things because you're never here, I said. Because you changed almost overnight after that promotion, and you won't talk to me about what's actually going on with you. Nothing is going on. I'm working. I'm building an actual career. I'm finally doing something meaningful with my life. I'm sorry if that's not exciting enough for you. She laughed again, that bitter, ugly sound. If watching your wife succeed makes you feel inadequate, she looked straight at me. You know what, Bram? You're replaceable. I don't need you anymore. I've outgrown you. I've outgrown this apartment, this life, all of it. You're just furniture at this point. Something I inherited that doesn't match the new decor. The words hit like a sledgehammer to my chest. Replaceable, after everything. After 4 years of building a life together, supporting her through every career setback, every late night, every I just need you to believe in me conversation. Something shifted in my brain, like a switch flipping from fight for this to document everything. The words came out calm and direct before I could stop them. Is there someone else? The room went silent. She froze, her face going white, then red. I can't believe you're accusing me right now. Yes or no? You don't own me, she spat. You don't get to interrogate me. I don't owe you anything. Istir de her. The woman I'd married wouldn't have said that. Wouldn't have looked at me like I was her enemy. You're right, I said quietly. I don't own you. She stared back, breathing hard, waiting for me to keep fighting. So we're done here. For maybe 2 seconds, panic crossed her face. Then it hardened. Fine. Be done. See if I care. I need to take a shower, she said suddenly, her voice tight. I'm exhausted. I smell like cigarette smoke from the place, and I just want to wash this night off. We can continue this conversation later, if you're still being dramatic. She grabbed her purse off the counter and stormed toward the bathroom. I heard the door slam. The lock click. The shower started a minute later. I stood there in the living room, adrenaline still pumping, trying to process what had just happened. King emerged from the bedroom, looking between me and the closed bathroom door like he was waiting for instructions. That's when I noticed her iPad on the coffee table. She'd left it there earlier, the one she used for work emails before she got the company laptop. Still logged into her Apple ID. The screen was dark that I wasn't going to touch it. I wasn't going to snoop. That wasn't who I was. Then it lit up, that soft Apple chime in the quiet apartment. A notification preview. No password. No effort. Just the universe being brutally, perfectly petty. Nathan, Apex. You good? You made it home? I stared at the screen, frozen for maybe 3 seconds. Then another notification appeared underneath it. Timestamp. 3:51 a.m. Nathan, Apex, still thinking about earlier. That dress was trouble. Something inside me clicked off. Not anger, just cold, surgical clarity. I picked up my phone, angled it at the iPad screen, and took a photo. Both messages. The timestamp right there at the top, like a prosecutor's exhibit. The shower was still running. I walked into the bedroom, grabbed my duffel, and started packing clothes, toiletries, laptop, work badge, charger, everything essential, methodical, clinical, like prepping for a disaster drill at the hospital. King watched from his bed, head tilted. Come on, buddy, I said quietly. We're leaving. I went back to the kitchen to grab his food container from the cabinet. That's when I heard it. A ripping, tearing sound. Not loud, persistent, like fabric giving way. I turn around. King was standing by the counter where she dropped her purse. That ridiculous designer bag she bought right after the promotion. The Valentino. The one that cost more than my monthly car payment, that he had to strap his mouth. Not just holding it, shaking his head like he'd caught a rabbit. The leather was already torn halfway through, threads hanging loose. He dropped the strap, grabbed the bottom corner, yanked hard enough that the whole bag fell to the floor with a heavy thud. Then he really went to work. 70 pounds of golden retriever with a vendetta. Stitching popped. The metal logo plate dangled loose. He tore off a side pocket. The silk lining she'd proudly shown me spilled out in white strips. I should have stopped him. I didn't. I just stood there, watching my dog absolutely demolish a $3,000 handbag like it was a Petco chew toy. He tore off the second strap, dug in the bottom corners, ripped until the structure was gone. It wasn't a purse anymore. It was leather confetti held together by hope and designer labels. King looked up at me, tail wagging, Italian leather stuck to his teeth. The bag was completely annihilated. Good boy, I said. The shower shut off. I heard movement in the bathroom. I had maybe 90 seconds before she came out. I clipped King's leash on, grabbed his food bag, toys, bed, shoved everything I could into my duffel along with my laptop, charger, work ID, and keys. That's when the bathroom door opened. Maris stepped out in her robe, hair wet, makeup gone. For a second, she almost looked like the woman I'd married, until she saw the bag. Or what was left of it. What the hell? She froze, then walked toward the shredded leather on the floor. What happened to my Valentino? Her voice rose as she dropped to her knees, picking up pieces like they could be fixed. This cost $3,000. $3,000. King wagged his tail harder. Your dog destroyed my bag, she snapped. Do you see this? I looked at the mess, looked at King, then back at her, and I laughed. Real laughter. From the gut. Are you kidding me? She screamed. You're laughing? Yeah, I said between breaths. I am. I know what it cost. You made sure of that. You need to pay for this, she yelled. Replace it. Nah, I said calmly. I'm leaving. You keep the apartment, the bag, and whatever you've been doing with Nathan from Apex. Her face drained of color. How did you? Doesn't matter. We're done. I opened the door. You can't just leave. Watch me. I left my key on the counter and walked out with King while she screamed behind the door that I crashed at Lachlan's place, went to work the next morning, and handled everything on my lunch break. I canceled her phone line, locked her out of iCloud, removed her from streaming services, gym membership, toll pass, and froze the joint credit card. 40 minutes. Clean. Documented.